So if you find yourself on the go, in the city, traveling around, finding the right backpack can be tough. I've reviewed a lot of them over the years, some good, some bad, some in between, but today I think I found the perfect backpack, a 16-liter bag made by Air. This is the City Pack 2. One of the best put together backpacks I've seen in a really long time. Really high-end materials, a lot of compartmentalization, very thoughtfully designed. Right off the jump, you got that Air branding here on a Hypalon, kind of like rubber. Hypalon pull tabs here, all across the bag, nice and grippy. These little pull tabs here just to help you if you're opening and closing. Of the 1, 2, 3, 4 zippers on this bag, as you can see, this is the only one that is weatherproofed. All YKK zippers though. A nice 1680D Cordura nylon. It's a ballistic nylon. It's weatherproofed. It's not waterproof on the bag anywhere, unfortunately, but a really heavy duty material, great for stains and washing, and great for withstanding scuffs and pulls and tears. It's a really, really heavy duty bag. Once it gets packed out, the bag can stand upright. I am always a fan of a bag when it's either empty or packed, just being able to stay vertical. A lot of backpacks tend to slide down on themselves when they don't have a nice flat base. So you're not gonna have that issue with the City Pack 2. In terms of the sides of the bag here, nothing on the one side, but there is an expandable water bottle section here with a nice spandex nylon strap. Gives you a lot of give to pack a water bottle in there. Now in that YKK weatherproof zipper here, we have one open compartment that's gonna have no pockets, a nice ripstop nylon on the interior. As you're gonna see, a different color, which is always nice to see on a dark bag, so that when you have items inside, you're not gonna lose track. You're gonna be able to see just with that contrast of colors, one single section. So this section at the front does come with a key ring and a key loop lanyard that's attached. Now, on to the second section of the bag, the mid section of the bag. We have dual zippers here. So nice 2 dual zippers with those Hypalon pull tabs, opening up a third of the way of the bag, so not all the way down, but as you're gonna see, a nice, again, ripstop gray nylon. We have some spandex elasticized open pockets. So we have one here, which goes, as you can see where that stitching goes. We have a second one, and then 2 other ones right here. We have one single zipper, which also has a section that goes around the same, so around half of the bag. And then one other slot here, an open slot for an A5 folder, a folio, a tablet, things of that nature. And at the very bottom of the bag, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it here, we have 2 more sectioned off open spandex pockets. Endless packability and compartmentalization. Now, for me, do I think these pockets make a ton of sense? Yes and no, I guess it's up to whoever it is. I mean, once it's packed full, if you have anything down there, it kind of gets blocked off by the things at the bottom. But maybe if you don't have any items that you want to get to and you just want to keep them sectioned off and keep it nice and clean, I like that you have the option because it's not going to hinder you any because those pockets are nice and can be flush against the back of the bag. Now, moving on to the back, the final section of the bag, save for this little secret section I'll get to in 1 second. Again, those Hypalon pull tabs, dual tabs, YKK zippers. This does not open up clamshell style, unfortunately. You'll see the zipper stops at where that water bottle section is. And then it goes right to the base of the bag. It's gonna open up as such. So you kind of open it like that. And we have 2 more sections. One main section here, a little spandex side pocket, and then a nice padded divider here, and a really nicely padded back for a laptop. I'll pack it out, but this can get you up to 17 inches in terms of laptop size. But again, I'll pack it out so you can see. And that's pretty much what you're working with. We're gonna pack this bag out. Now, for me personally, I feel this bag does a much better job as kind of like a work school type bag for like DOP kits, tech kits, computers, laptops, folios, tablets, things of that nature. And you can see here, it can fit a lot. It is 16 liters, but it packs a massive punch, what I like to see. But other than that, I'll let you just watch through, and at the end, I'll kind of have a pan out and show you all the items that we got into this bag. Now finally, we'll get into this top zipper here. Single zipper, leaving you a quick access section. It feels like that spandexy material that's on the inside pockets of the bag, but that's gonna give you enough room, just enough room to throw something like a pair of sunglasses in there, and perhaps, you know, maybe a phone. So here we have the Z Fold 6, and we'll throw that in here. And as you're gonna see, that pretty much gets it to the limits on the bag, right to the top. So not a ton of room, but again, this is gonna be your quick access stuff, maybe wallet, maybe even your keys, but just to show you what you can get in that section. One thing I wanna show you is when things are in the bag, just be aware that it's gonna take up space on that interior section. So the phone and the glasses case, you know, it does have that spandex material to give it some give, so it has some flexibility, but it might hinder you in terms of packing it out, those pockets overlapping each other. So as we do, we'll just have a little silent watch as we see what this bag looks like on body. One of the great things about this bag is the padding. I mentioned here you have unbelievable padding. Whether it's for the laptop section, that divider is nicely padded. The very back of the bag is nicely padded. You have a nice felt line section here where you have that Air branding. You know, just a spot where if you want to have your screen open, if it's a tablet, you don't have to worry about things getting scuffed or scratched up. It is a really, really nice touch. You're not gonna have any issues of feeling, if you drop the bag down like that with any tech in it, you're not gonna have any issues with feeling it's gonna get busted up or scraped up. Very, very nicely done with that. But speaking of the padding, again, we have really, really, really hefty shoulder straps. These could be one of the most padded shoulder straps on any bag that I've ever reviewed yet. A very, very comfortable carry. The thickness here, maybe it doesn't do it justice on camera, but really, really, really beefy, beefy shoulder straps. You have a sternum strap that is adjustable that goes up the length here, and they are also removable. On the sternum strap, you have, it's a little magnetized. It kind of reminds me of the Bellroy clasp system with that one single magnet and a toothed prong hook that kind of just latches in. I've never had any issues with this, whether that's been on slings or backpacks on the Bellroy side anyway, but I like the ease of use of this, and it just comes on and off nice and easy. On the back, more padding, even more padding with a nice breathable mesh, cordoned off in quarters on your shoulders and then your lower back with a nice stiff spine on the bag to give it structure when it's on your back and distribute weight nice and evenly. And then you have your luggage pass-through system on the bag with a Velcro attachment there. So if you're not using it, it goes neatly back into place and not dangling all over the place. Finally, on the exterior of this bag, we have 3 handles. So whether you're grabbing the bag from the top here at the front, you have some nice padded, which it kind of reminds me of like a seatbelt material, like a nice, smooth, heavy-duty seatbelt material, but with a legit amount of padding. Almost mirroring the shoulder straps, a thick, thick, comfy, squishy, and robust handle with padding here at the top. and also at either side of the bag. So however your bag's on the ground, you have options on how you want to pick that up. So, is this bag worth it? The City Pack 2.0 by Air. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the top 3 backpacks I have tested in terms of overall score in my books, whether that's price point, versatility, materials, comfort, design, aesthetic, I'm really impressed. Now, is it a perfect bag? No. Most bags or slings or backpacks, they're always lacking something, and especially because a lot of times EDC comes down to personal preference. Some people might not like the aesthetic or compartmentalization of how the pockets and compartments are set up. The padding, maybe some people might feel the extra padding to be uncomfortable. I know these things are all kind of, determined by the user themselves. But overall, I was really impressed with this. Really heavy duty, that 1680D ballistic nylon, more than you'll ever need, but nice to have knowing that you have a really sturdy weatherproofed bag. Tons of zippers, tons of compartments, tons of padding, a really comfortable carry. And once I mentioned that price point, a bag like this, it's a 16-liter bag, so you wouldn't expect it to be a crazy amount of money, but sometimes these days things can get there. And I think it's priced just right. It's not cheap, but it's not crazy expensive. I think it's priced just right, especially for what you're getting, the weatherproofing, the materials, the compartmentalization, the versatility of it all. I really, really like it. A couple things, maybe cons as a personal preference for me and maybe some people out there. I mentioned some pockets kind of overlapping each other. The ones at the one section at the very bottom, those 2 spandex pockets that have open at the bottom. I kind of feel like that might be redundant because, at the base of the bag, it's going to be blocked if you have things down there and you're not going to have easy access. So having those 2 pockets down there maybe is overlap and, access to those is going to be tough. That hidden compartment in the center where I had the sunglasses and the phone, as you noticed on the inside and the interior of that bag, that's also going to overlap. And if you have things in that very rear back section, potentially going to limit what you can pack and getting access if it is packed out fully. I love the heavy duty grab handles, but I also don't love the heavy duty grab handles. Aesthetically, I think it kind of makes it, especially on the side of the bag as it bulges out, maybe aesthetically pulls away from how this bag looks. Otherwise, a really sleek looking bag. But I'm not going to knock it too hard because they are done really well. They're really heavy duty. They're very cushioned. They're very comfortable pull handles. It's just, there's not much you can do if aesthetics is a big thing for you and you kind of maybe see that. It could be an eyesore, but nice to have nonetheless. But overall, I really believe this bag is a win. And like I said, top 3 for sure in this size of bags that I've reviewed in the past. But let me know what you think. I have not used the first iteration of this bag by Air, and I've heard amazing things about it. So let me know how you think it stacks up. Do you think the Air 2.0 City Pack is better or the previous iteration? I'm a fan of this. And if you're in the market, I think you might be too.